in Lanao del Norte. And a friend of mine, a Filipino friend of mine, came to me and said, Dan, sorry kaayo. Dito sa Lanao del Norte, mamatay jud ka, Dan. You will die because you will be kidnapped by the Absayap. Goodbye. Wow, I thought what an encouragement from my fellow missionary. And they also read his name. He was assigned in Kenya. Wow, I also went to him. I said, friend, you will also die. You'll be killed by mosquitoes in Kenya. Every mosquito bite equals to malaria. And malaria can kill you even in 3 days if you are far from the hospital. I will die in Mindanao from the Absayap. You will die in Kenya from the mosquitoes. Goodbye, goodbye. And one of our friends was assigned in America. We said, oh, you are dead. You will be shot dead. There was so much. So we realized if you go to America, you go to Mindanao, you go to Kenya, everywhere you can die. But we were happy somehow that at least now we will not die as okay seller. We will die as missionaries of Jesus Christ. Wow, so I came to Mindanao. I was so afraid coming to Mindanao. I said, Lord, please, I don't want to die. And when I arrived here, I didn't know about my parents. We didn't communicate anymore. God protected me throughout my mission field. And after my 1 year of serving, God sent me, just give me the next slide. God sent me to Mountain View College to study. My parents said, Dan, you're going to become poor. You're going to suffer. You are a missionary. And I was ready to suffer. I enjoyed my missionary work. I was assigned in Lopezina, in Oroqueta. How many are from Oroqueta here? Wow, all right here. God bless you. God bless you. I was assigned in Lopezina. When I arrived in Lopezina, they welcomed me so well. I was so happy because everybody looks at me. All my neighbors look at me. Everybody look at me. My neighbors, every morning when I wake up, all of them stare at me. For 1 year, they never got used to me. Every morning I wake up, they all stare at me. I was so happy. Why? In Uganda, no one stares at me. No one cares. But in the Philippines, everybody looks at you. Everybody cares to look at you. So I enjoyed staying in Lopezina. When I arrived there, they welcomed me. And they said, Dan, there is a house in this place, one of the beautiful house. It was constructed by a missionary doctor. His name, Dr. Osorio. He's a famous doctor, I think you know him. He worked in Africa for many years, and I met him in Uzamis. He made a beautiful house, and he made that house only for missionaries. No one would stay in that house, only missionaries. Wow, so when I arrived, they said, Dan, you are so blessed. You're gonna stay in this house. When I went in that house, I was so happy because my parents didn't have a house like that. This was a beautiful house. And when I went there, I took a selfie and sent home. And Mama and Papa said, Dan, is this your house? I said, yeah, that is my house. Said, Dan, do you have money? No money. Do you have business? No business. How do you get this house? God provides for missionaries. And I enjoyed the house. But not just that, the house was just next to the beach. Wow! My parents have never been to the beach. Because we don't have so many beaches in Uganda. So every morning before going to give Bible study, I swim in the beach. Now in my country, I saw that only the rich and those who can afford can go to the beach. If you can go to the beach every Sunday in my country, it means you are a rich person. So every morning before giving Bible study, I go to the beach. Every morning I swim. And of course I take pictures while swimming, and I send back. I said, Dan, you are swimming at the beach? I say, yes. Do you have business? No business. Do you have money? No money. But you are at the beach? I say, yes. Are you rich? No, I am not rich, but my God is rich. And after 1 year, God said, Dan, I have another plan for you. Then God sends me to one of the beautiful, prestigious schools, Adventist schools in the whole world, Mountain View College. Just show us that picture of Mountain View College. God said, no, the previous one. The previous one. The previous slide. All right, so God sent me to Mountain View College. When I came to Mountain View College, I had no money. I was sent to Mountain View College by a church in Pagadian City. This church, they adopted me after my missionary work. They said, Dan, come with us. So I became part of their family. And they loved me so much. Metro Pagadian Church, that is my family. So when time came, they had prepared money and so many things that Sabbath morning, they gave me 1 box of toothpaste, 1 box of soap, 1 box of Milo, everything that I needed. When I came to Mountain View College, I had like a small store. I had box of every morning I drink Milo. My friend said, Dad, where do you get Milo? They called me Milo boy. All my things, I keep them together. There were so many. 1 year I don't buy toothpaste and soap. That church, they would call every time, Dan, napay Milo, wala na, sige bu send. Napay tooth, they would send every time. They showed me love like I have never seen before. When I arrived here, I began as a working student. Somebody brought me and he said, Dan, you are going to do some work. Your work, you are going to take care of our cow. Wow, I don't like to take care of cow. You must do some work, okay? So I said, Lord, I don't like to take care of cow. Because ang akong damgo was to become a church boy, pastor, not to become a cowboy. But I find myself taking care of a cow, and let me tell you, I went to take care of the cow, but I was praying, Lord, please help. I don't want to become a cowboy. I want to become a church boy. But you know, God answers prayers in many ways. If you're praying for something, just wait on the Lord. So when I went to give water to the cow, in the morning, big cow, it was eating grass. When the cow saw me, it stopped eating. And it looked at me. And after a while, the owner of the cow says, Dan, Dagan, because he knew this cow would run after me. And after a while, this cow looked at me and it ran up. I ran so fast. I praise God for my African legs. I ran faster than the cow. I woke up and I was very dirty. You know what? The owner of the cow said, Dan, I think the cow does not like you. This cow was a racist. It didn't like foreigners. So the owner of the cow says, now, since the cow does not like you, we will find you another work. We will send you to the church. Woo. You know, God answers prayers in amazing ways. That is how I moved from being a cowboy to becoming a church boy. You know what? I realized this car was not a racist. This car was an instrument of the Lord. Because the cow didn't like me, they sent me to work in the church. And every time I pass by, I must say, Salamat kayo baka. You have been used by the Lord. When you're praying for something, expect amazing ways in how God answers prayers. So I stayed in the church. My work was to operate like those friends and clean the church here. For about 2 years, I was here in the church as a church boy, and we were staying right up here. This place was not yet constructed. Up there, daghan kayo mga ok-ok og ilaga dito sa taas. We would not sleep so well because of so many cockroaches and rats up there. Oh, we wake up so early. That was our life here. And towards